Are you an entrepreneur who feels like you're just stuck on that hamster wheel? You know, the one where you're constantly chasing new business? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you a way off that wheel. It's all about transforming your whole approach, shifting from old school prospecting to building these really powerful partnerships. So many of us in business feel this way, right? You're trapped in that sales cycle that just resets to zero at the beginning of every single month. It's this relentless pressure. And yeah, it is absolutely exhausting. But what if there's a better way to do things? Today, we're going to explore a totally different path, a framework that shifts the whole goal. You're not chasing clients anymore, you're carefully curating collaborations. And we'll do this by following the incredible story of a founder named Tanya Gossage. She's someone who went from that grind of closing deals one by one to building partnerships that literally paid her for years to come. So let's dive into Tanya's story. It starts not with some grand, perfect business plan, but with a big career pivot. She made a move from the super structured world of corporate banking into the kind of wide open, anything can happen field of independent consulting. Okay, so after leaving banking, Tanya found herself in this really interesting position. Her new clients, they knew her old bank was super successful, and they all wanted to know the secret sauce, right? The playbook. But what they really wanted to know was who were her vendors. So she just naturally started connecting her old trusted vendor contacts with her new clients. Nothing formal, just a simple introduction, a connection. And at first, this was just her being helpful. When people would ask, hey, what do you charge for these amazing intros? Her answer was always something like, oh, I'm not charging anything. Isn't that what friends do? She just didn't see it as a service. To her, it was just a nice, friendly gesture. But here's the thing, that question, it just kept coming up over and over and over again. People on both sides, the clients and the vendors, they saw the huge value she was creating. This constant questioning, it was like a blinking neon sign, making her think, wait a minute, what do these people know that I don't? She was literally sitting on a gold mine of a skill and hadn't even recognized it as a business yet. Okay, so this brings us to the big aha moment, the real turning point. This is where that unpaid habit of just connecting people, it gets put to the ultimate test, and it leads to a massive realization. So check this out. A company actually hired her to do the one thing she was already doing for free, network. They sent her to a big conference with one mission, find us some vendor partners. So that's what she did. She met with person after person, she identified 11 really strong potential fits, she made the introductions, and she even helped negotiate the contracts to get the deals done. And the result? Well, her commission, just on some of those deals, was over $100,000. Wow. I mean, this wasn't some little side hustle anymore, right? This was cold, hard proof that her knack for connecting the right people was an incredibly valuable, high-ticket skill. That was the moment she knew, okay, this is what I'm meant to be doing. So this huge payday wasn't just about adding a new service to her list. No, it triggered something much deeper, a fundamental shift in her entire philosophy about business. In this chart, it just illustrates the difference perfectly. On one side, you have prospecting. That's the 30-day cycle we were talking about, where you're constantly chasing clients and your pipeline resets to zero every month. Ugh. But on the other side, you have partnerships. This model compounds. You're not chasing, you're curating. You're building a network that generates opportunities again and again. So the whole point here, the really crucial part, is the mental shift. You have to stop asking, who can I sell to, and start asking a much, much more powerful question. And that question is, who already serves my ideal client, just in a different way? See? That person, that's your strategic partner. They are not your competition, they are your collaborator. But okay, having a network of partners is great, but it's only half the battle. To make those connections effectively and consistently, you're going to need a lot more than just a good address book or a really sharp memory. Think about it. When you rely only on your memory, a couple of bad things happen. For one, you start playing favorites. You just keep referring the same few people over and over. And be honest, have you ever recommended someone just because their name popped up on social media that morning? We all have. But that kind of random, mood-based referral means you're probably not finding the absolute best fit for what your client actually needs. So this solution is to get it all out of your head. You have to externalize that memory. You need a real structured process. It could be a detailed spreadsheet, it could be a CRM system, or, like Tanya eventually did, a whole dedicated website.
A system lets you search, filter, and pinpoint the perfect partner for any specific need, and that ensures your client gets the absolute best outcome every single time. Okay, so this all brings us to the big question. How can you apply this to your own business? Let's talk about what your next stage of growth could look like.
In a world that's getting more and more filled with automation and AI, here's the thing. People still buy from people, period. They buy from people they trust. And your reputation for making these high-integrity, quality connections, that's your superpower. That's your ultimate edge. You just can't fake trust. And when your name becomes synonymous with results, you don't have to chase attention anymore. It'll find you.
And look, the key to finally breaking out of that exhausting sales cycle, it's not about hustling harder. It's not about working longer hours. It's about working smarter. It's about strategically aligning with partners who are already serving the same clients you are. That's it. That is where real sustainable growth comes from.
So I want you to think about this. Take a hard look at your own network. Who are the collaborators that are hiding in plain sight? Who could completely change your business? If you can identify them, build a real system around them, and really foster those relationships, you will create a powerful growth engine that just compounds over time. And you'll finally end that relentless 30-day sales cycle for good.